them by the person, but just their presence was considered a threat by them because of their ideals.
By that phrase, they're legitimately defensive. Like, you're
correct,
legitimately defending yourself because the white guy's trying to fucking kill you. That's fine.
Yeah, I would forgive that immediately, because again, it's just like, regardless of what your preconceptions of a person are, and you can't ignore that you will have preconceptions of someone, you can see from an objective standpoint, this is a human being and this is what occurred.
Like, I grew up in Charlotte for the first half of my childhood. This is a city wherein, during my childhood, a black man was dragged through the streets of the city behind a truck for being black.
Wow.
Like, he did nothing but have dark skin. That's all he was guilty of. And a bunch of white supremacists dragged his ass through the streets behind the truck.
Right.
And to the best of my knowledge, they didn't get punished for it. They might have. It's been a long time. Like, this was the 90s.
Sure, but I mean, that's still not that long ago, and that's depressing, because people treat stuff like that like it's the long forgotten past, but in reality, stuff like that happened not only recently, but still continues to happen on a terrifyingly frequent basis, and it's very...
the difference is these days they put you in front of the car and then just run you over.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, even slavery in quite a few contexts still exists, like with the prison system, like prison work, like it's gonna be a vast majority, like people of color are gonna be in the prison system doing work that is either free or less than $1 per hour for people in power, and it's disgusting that that's fully legal.
Then you got these climate cucks claiming global warming's a hoax. No, it's not.
Even if it was, it doesn't change the fact that it's clear that something is happening with our environment that we at least need to try and mitigate.
Also,
like
I fully endorse the phrase climate cucks.
Second that. Motion passes.
Fucking climate cucks.
I'm fully in the thought of like George Carlin, where he said like, the Earth is gonna be fine. We are fucked.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is like, yeah, you don't need to worry about the planet. You need to worry about how we're going to survive the massive changes in our environment that are clearly happening. Like, it pisses me off because it's constant just denial of just what's there. So often they try and make it seem like, oh, scientists are still, scientists are still not sure. And it's like, well, no, scientists...
It's just a theory.
A good 90+% of scientists are 100% certain that climate change is happening. It's just in popular culture with politicians and celebrities where it's being debated. In the science community, it's fucking... They are guaranteeing that it's happening.
Well, there's no subject on which scientists will 100% of scientists agree.
No, but a vast majority of them agree that we need to...
Of them that, it's fucking happening, right?
Yeah,
like,
at the very least, whether they believe that it's because of us or not, they do agree that action needs to be taken to prevent it, regardless of whether it was our fault to begin with.
I don't want that. I want the handguns to pop up. Oh,
in fact, there was a comedian who put it the best. It was like... I can't remember who it was or what the context was, but they were like, we were fucked when even George Bush said that, like, he might agree with climate change, because it's like, wow, now he's saying what we've all been saying for a long time. Oh my god, it's getting hotter. We should do something about that. Like, anybody who's lived on this planet for the last, like, decade or two can recognize that every summer has been hotter than the last one, and it's a continuous upward trend.
Have you seen the overlaid maps of people who don't believe in climate change next to the people who do?
No.
So if you look at a map of people who don't believe in climate change by region, like regions where climate change is lower than other areas,
yeah,
and you like overlay it with maps where climate change affects people the most.
Right.
But people who don't believe in it actually live in areas less affected by it.
Oh, sure. Like my mother is a fucking climate change denier, And she would say this shit apropos of nothing. We'd just be like fucking standing around and she'd just decide to fucking talk about how she didn't think it was fucking caused by man. And it's like, I didn't ask for this, and please stop. I'd like to believe that you're at least a decent person.
And the people that don't believe it, like, look at fucking stories about farmers in Maine. Talking about how they've got peaches growing year-round now.
Really?
Yeah. Like, or it's either peaches or strawberries. They just keep them growing because there's no off-season for them anymore.
Wow.
Take that, you pipeline jerks.
Take that, pipeline jerks. FOW disabled.
The weapon protecting this... What the fuck's a FOW?
FOW. Freedom of weapon.
It's a weapon, then.
Fuck off, Willie.
Fuck off, William.
Thank you. It's actually fuck off, William. My father was fuck off, Willie.
My father was Mr. William. I prefer fuck off, Willie. You can suck my fuck.
Suck my or anyone's fuck if you would be so kind.
Suck and or fondle my fuck.
Plus 5.
Wait, why am I in a...
We're here on radio. Just cause 3.
Oh, fuel tank.
A fuel tank.
Fuel tank.
We've got a fuel tank going
I
on.
was about to fucking freak out like, no, not a tank. Oh, you want to shoot me? Bye.
It's Whipper in the Crackhead at 4:13 in the morning.
Dude, the first time I went to college,
Yeah.
I was going to go to be a radio DJ.
Oh fuck, it would be nice, cause like watching the Howard Stern stuff, it's like, God, I wish we still lived in an era where you could be a radio DJ, but it's just a dying...
Just do podcasts. Like, that's
Oh
it.
sure, I mean, I guess, but it's like, I want to be that style of just like live broadcast, like music DJ, that what used to be a possibility, but now it's such a dying industry.
Yeah, well, the morning shows are where the money's at still, because
No, true.
there's still a lot of advertising on those radio shows.
Right.
It's like, you'd be shocked how much money FM stations still make.
Really?
Yeah, they're not necessarily shrinking, but and some are legitimately expanding. Thanks to Clearwater, which I have issues with, but
What's Clearwater?
they're a conglomerate that owns most radio stations you ever listen to.
Okay.
And so you've heard of iHeartRadio?
Yeah.
You know how they allow, or that app allows you to listen to a bunch of FM stations?
Sure.
If they're not on the Clearwater family, you won't hear it on iHeartRadio because it's their app.
Oh.
So that's how I was able to listen to like the Bob and Tom show, even after the Charlotte station that carried it stopped carrying it.
Okay.
Because I used to listen to that,
Right.
and that was my morning routine. Like, I fucking loved Bob and Tom, and this was in the days before smartphones.
Mm-hmm.
So, in order to listen to Bob and Tom, I had to buy a laptop. And it would have been easier to just buy a fucking smartphone, I know.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't have the money for that. But
Really?
I could afford.
It was cheaper to get a laptop.
I already had a laptop.
Ah, okay.
So I went to Cricket Wireless and bought a portable modem that stuck into the USB slot of my computer.
Sure.
Looked like a little lighter. And so I fucking took that, I put that in my computer, and no matter wherever I could get a cell phone signal, I could get radio or internet access.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And it was like $15 a month at the time or something.
Wow, that's pretty cheap for what basically amounts to a data connection.
Yeah, it was not the greatest. After all, it was Cricket Wireless.
Yeah, they're
But-
definitely...
And this was 8 years ago or more. But it worked, right? Like, I was able to pick up the Bob and Tom show on the iHeartRadio website. Eventually, I just started listening to it on their, radio station also let you play their shit on the web. So I do a lot of NPR that way.
Right, yeah.
You can just go to their website and listen to their station live.
Right, that's how I catch, I was talking about earlier, the AM 880 Kixie Radio out of Seattle, where they do mostly oldies, but then they do, like, they have When Radio Was, which is where they play, like, old, like, 40s, like, radio dramas. And then they also produce, they produce their own radio dramas as well out of Jim French Studios, which when I lived in Seattle, I contacted them, like, hey, could I, like, audition or send you a demo? And they were like, we're a union thing. Damn it. Fucking union.
Well, if you're genuinely interested in that kind of stuff,
yeah.
I have a website you can look at.
Really?
Oldtimeradio.com.
Oldtimeradio.com, okay.
It's all those old radio shows again.
Yeah, that's the same with When Radio Was. Like, it is a website.
You can download them as MP3s.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they'll sell, like, box sets of CDs and stuff,
you can fucking Google old-time radio dramas. They got stuff like the old Superman drama.
Oh, yeah.
They got The Shadow. They got the Sherlock Holmes ones from Anchor Hawking.
I love the Sherlock Holmes
with
ones.
Basil Rathbone.
Yeah, Basil Rathbone's the movies he was in were like, I would fall asleep to those. For some reason, I moved into like this huge house when I moved into my mom's place in junior high, and like whatever family had been there before had left a ton of VHS tapes, and one of them was just like recorded from TV, like 12 Basil Rathbone Sherlock Holmes movies recorded from TV, and I would just put that on and fall asleep to it every night for like 3 of the years.
So did you ever like listen to the radio drama?
Yeah, I've listened with you. They play it on When Radio Was sometimes.
Yeah, so those take place after Reichenbach Falls.
Oh, okay.
Like they're all, they're like usually him coming out of retirement for whatever reason.
Well, sure. Well, the thing was that Reichenbach Falls wasn't actually the end. It was supposed to be, but then there was so much that it wasn't until the
hated writing.
Oh yeah, he did.
And what's really funny is Sir Arthur Conan Doyle wrote the most logic-based character that wasn't Vulcan in history.
Oh yeah.
But he was not a logical person.
No?
He believed in the afterlife. He was friends with Harry Houdini. So he made the promise that if he died first, like he believed in seances, he believed in that kind of shit, like crazy.
Okay.
So Harry Houdini spent his life because of that, trying to prove it all wrong and prove how cold, reading worked.
Right.
This, that, and other, because he was so like upset.
Yeah, he was the James Randi of his day.
And he was so upset seeing his friend like fall for this shit. And so he and it's stuff that they're still doing today. Even Penn and Teller have done episodes.
Yeah, Penn and Teller and James Randi are very much about like removing that, and I enjoy Penn and Teller for that, because like they're less being like, look at these assholes, and they're more like showing that like the majesty of magic is less about like, oh, it's magic, and it's more about, look at the crazy amount of skill and practice and finesse these people have devoted their lives to make you believe that something like this is actually magic. Like, even when they showed like they use like the clear plastic cups to do the ball and cup trick, it's like, yeah, they're showing you exactly how they're doing it. They're removing all of the actual like mystery of it, but it's like the actual sleight of hand and all of the fucking dexterity needed to do it. Like, just watching that and understanding like how much work and practice they've had to put in to make this routine look so impressive is amazing. And that's what I love about them, is that it's more about the underlying current of just, look at how amazing humans can be when they devote themselves to something, than it is to look at the mysticism of this magical thing. Yeah. You got it. Oh! Shit.
How did I die?
I think the other helicopter got you.
But, Penn and Teller even, so... Yeah, Old Time Radio has a lot of that old stuff, man. I listened to so much of it when I was delivering medicine in nursing homes. Because I would just blow through all the podcasts I liked. I'd blow through, and there was one that I really loved called the F plus. I still listen to